From ancient Egypt to a manufacturing plant here in Indiana, we're going to talk about the history of the pergola. So what is a pergola? A pergola is a structure generally with 4 posts that has slats running perpendicular to each other. It can be used for vines, shade, a whole variety of things. Now, the history of the pergola is kind of hard to determine. There's not a whole lot of documentation on an outdoor structure. Really what we get is, hey, it showed up here, and it showed up here. So we have to kind of stitch together all these places where it showed up and come up with some sort of narrative. So let's start where it all began. And that's going to be about 3,000 years ago in ancient Egypt. Now, we didn't find the actual pergola. We found a drawing of a pergola in an Egyptian tomb dated about 1400 BC, or BCE, whichever you prefer. Now, this tomb contained drawings of a garden plan for a high court official in the city of Thebes. Now, if you look at the picture, you can see where the pergola would be with those slats, and they were obviously planning to put vines or greenery around it, as you can see in the picture. Now, the official historians argue that since this drawing is so well developed, that this is not an initial model, and this could have been around possibly as early as 2800 BC. Personally, I think it's probably a much older structure. It's very unlikely we found the first drawings of a pergola ever made, so it's much more likely that if it's being implemented into a high court official, it's probably been around for a while, it's already been proven. So what do you think? Give me your argument in the comments. Now, given the time frame, the posts were probably made out of sandstone, while the roof or the slats were probably made out of wood, branches, that kind of thing. Now, the exact purpose is unclear. We don't have any diaries saying, hey, this is what we made a pergola for. But inferring from the location, the climate, that sort of thing, is more than likely used as a kind of a greener shade, give you more cool areas because Egypt is super hot. Given where this is placed in the drawing and how it was most likely used, it almost certainly was not just an aesthetic piece. It was actually functional for the people living there. And these are probably more often than not used by the wealthy. People who do not have enough money for food or the basics are not going to have sandstone posts. Now, over the centuries, it got prettier and more Roman. And that gets us all the way to 27 BC in the Roman Empire. Now, the Romans didn't just take the pergola they saw with those sandstone columns, they decided to dress it up a little bit. So they took the pergola and made it a lot fancier. Think those Greek columns. And if you want to get into more what that looks like, you can look up the different kinds of columns, which are Doric, Ionic, and Corinthian. And let me know if I pronounced it wrong in the comments. I'm sure I don't have to tell you to do that. You'll do it anyway. So what the Romans did is they basically took the functionality of the Egyptian pergola and just made it look a lot nicer. The Romans and the Egyptians used the pergolas for very similar purposes. And they would use this for connecting buildings together or to provide breezy shade to prevent heat stroke during large gatherings. And still likely only used by the wealthy. And the Romans used these pergolas for a while, but then Rome fell, and they kind of fell out of style, until they were picked up again during the Renaissance. And Renaissance is hard to spell. And the Renaissance brought a new appreciation for artistic outdoor spaces, which means the pergola's back.
We are back, baby.
So the Italians kept a lot of the aesthetic look for the Roman and Greek columns, but they also expanded beyond just stone. Now, the Italians used brick, wood, stone, plaster, paint, basically whatever they could, to move it beyond just a functional piece and more into an artistic design. It was still used for connecting buildings, shaded areas, that kind of thing, but it also became kind of a centerpiece for a beautiful outdoor area. And at this time, it was becoming a lot more common to see pergolas without any foliage, just to show off the architectural style. And now we're gonna bring in King Charles VIII, who came back from invading Italy in 1496. Now, King Charles, knowing a good idea when he steals one, took those fancy Italian pergolas and added them to the French royal garden. It became sort of a symbol for status and wealth. And that remained a status symbol and the style for about 200 years. And in the 1700s, it started to go out of style again. And the reason why is more of a natural look became more in vogue. So that's talking about like bending trees, shaping hedges. So the man-made pergola in these kind of environments didn't really look like it fit. Now, that's not to say the pergola was completely gone. It was still around and used with distinct styles and elements from the time period or the region it was in. It just was not as ubiquitous as it once was. So some examples, we have Gothic pergolas featuring wrought iron in the late 1700s, or bright and bold brick and wood painted pergolas in the 1800s. But it wasn't until the 1900s when pergolas came back in a really big way.
We are back!
So in the early 1900s, pergolas are picking up steam. They are being used as garden additions, again, mainly made out of brick and stone. And then the wood pergola started to pick up some interest in the later 1900s. So when did the modern pergola, kind of like ours, really get started? So the very first all-metal louvered pergola was made in Australia in 1974. Now, the early models were made out of coiled steel, later to be replaced by aluminum because the aluminum won't rust. Now, this design featured slats that could be opened to 90 degrees like a normal pergola would, or closed and locked tight for rain protection or sunshade. And these initial models were manual, but as we move forward, they featured motors that you could open and close it with a remote control. Now, metal pergolas started to pick up popularity all over the globe, coming to the USA in the early 2000s. And then in the 2010s, the industry just kind of exploded. Now, these new metal pergolas provide modern looks, strength, and longevity that the wood and vinyl pergolas from before lacked. As a family, we've been building outdoor structures since like the 80s, and building these aluminum pergolas since about 2014, 2015. So we've been in the industry for quite a while. And we decided to take all of the lessons from ancient Egypt all the way up to today to create a pergola that you can find at theluxurypergola.com. So that's the history of the pergola. So like, comment, subscribe, and thanks for watching.